Among the friends and colleagues she lost was Matty Beaumont, a 31-year-old who was a presenter and program scheduler for CTV. His dad is David Beaumont.
To be honest, my personal opinion, and it is a personal opinion, I'm quite pleased there's no prosecution taking place.
And why is that?
Because I believe too many people were involved, and the police were directing their efforts at certain individuals, but not along the line. I mean, I believe there were so many people involved in this that made mistakes, and from the designer right through the city council, everybody made a mistake all along the way, the builders and everything. So picking somebody out would have been so unfair, I believe.
The names that always get raised, of course, are Alan Ray and David Harding, right?
Yes, certainly, and I believe those were the ones that the police were directing their prosecution against.
But it was Alan Ray's firm who were the designers. They hired David Harding to do it. David Harding, as the Commission said, was seriously out of his depth. He'd never done a multi-storey building before. But what you're saying is a whole lot of other people must have known at least some of this. Yeah, I mean, the design of the building was such that anybody building it would know that the strength wasn't there with the way that they put that central column right at the back. And then, the City Council approved it, and under pressure, I believe, as well. And then people who built it must have wondered what on earth they were building as well. It just goes on, John. David, 115 people died in this building, way over half the number of people who died in the earthquake. One of them was your son. Are we really to believe? And the Royal Commission was really explicit about the design faults, the professional inadequacies behind what made that building so vulnerable. Are we really to believe no one can be prosecuted? Well,
under these laws, if you study the law, John, you'll find that it's very difficult to prosecute anybody under this law now, because you can't have a whole series of people. You've got to go and find the people who started, it really caused the process and such like. You've got to really lay them on the line that everything they did stemmed from all the mistakes that were made. They were the ones to blame. And that, it's extremely difficult. It's the law that's at fault, really. It's not the, that's what I believe.
David, can I ask you one final question on Matt's behalf and on behalf of all of the 115 people who lost their lives in that shabby building that should never have been built? What is the thing that you would most like to see happen?
Well, I'm just saying now, the thing I would most like to see happen is that there's proper laws to complete revision of the laws covering criminal neglect and manslaughter, because these laws at the moment, you would never ever get a prosecution. And I don't think maybe, I'm not saying I always want a prosecution, but it should be a level playing field. It should be there. If somebody's done something wrong, it should be a level playing field that they can go to trial and be found innocent or guilty by their peers.
David Beaumont, who lost his son Matty